Hi everybody, I'm here in New York. I have a bunch of boxes here with old stuff in them, and I thought I'd go through them with you. This is actually Tarquin's suggestion. I told him I was going through old video game stuff, and he said I should record it. So here we go. There's one thing I already unboxed, because it was in a big box with nothing else I cared about, which was an SNES with the Mario World. So exciting, and there are a bunch of cords down here as well, but there's one thing I wanted to show you, which was a controller for it. Made by Capcom. I don't know if you can see it, and it was designed for fighting games. Let's see how well that holds. So it has all 6 buttons right here for Street Fighter in particular, because, you know, it's Capcom. And the cord was always really short, and it also says Super Famicom, so it might not even be an SNES controller. I don't know if the Famicom controllers are compatible with SNES, but there you go. I loved this thing. I remember, also on Main Street, and there's going to be traffic sounds. Um, I remember it was nearing the end of its lifespan when we packed it away. So maybe it doesn't even work anymore. But it's a great controller. We had a problem with SNES controllers. I have a regular one right here. We went through a lot of them, probably because we were frantic fighting game players. I have a bag here. Stupid New Whiskey Rangers on it from way, way long ago. This should be, I don't know what this is. Come back to that. It should be a Lynx. This is the second model for the Lynx. Let me see. I don't know if we still have a first model. Oh man, this is gonna be a very long recording because there's a lot of stuff to go through. Games. I gotta go through every single one of these games because I gotta show you. Here's another one. We have 3 Lynx. Last I knew, they all worked. So the story of the Lynx was my brother, who's like 7 years older than I am. This was back when I was really young. I was probably like 8 or 9. That's the bag. He loved the idea of the Lynx, and he really wanted a Lynx. I don't know why he wanted the Lynx over a Game Gear, but that's what he wanted. And there's a plug down here that was with the SNES, and it's just a universal adapter, and this is for the Lynx, I bet. Where's the power? Right there. We had this for the Lynx. But that's where this comes in. Have all these little attachments. So you just take that off and put on whichever one fits on the Lynx. What do you know about that? Completely distracted. So yeah, he wanted the Lynx and we couldn't find them. They were just before you bought things on the internet. And then we were visiting family in Massachusetts, and went to a store, probably in a mall, with video games, and there was a Lynx, and we bought our Lynx. And that one's dead. We don't have that one anymore. That was the original model. But yes, that was our first Lynx, and since then he loved it, and we kept getting more somehow. Some way. There's also a cigarette lighter adapter for the Lynx. That's pretty fantastic. Other cords. I don't know. So this must be, if this plugs into the power, which it does, this must be a battery. So instead of putting 6 AA batteries that last a few hours, you put, if I can get it. Oh, but what's the trick here? What am I missing? I'm not a stupid person. I can figure this out. And yes, easiest thing ever. Yeah, you put, what are those, C batteries? D batteries. 6 D batteries. So this is a battery adapter for, so you use D batteries instead of AA's so that they last longer. I don't know if we ever used this, but it does address the major shortcoming of the Lynx, which is it eats up batteries like crazy. But yeah, I think by the time we got this, we already had plugs. So that was for, we probably got it for a road trip. So let's see. Video games. Warbirds. 2 copies. That's a great multiplayer game. Ninja Gaiden. That game is very hard. This is not the same as the NES version. Otherwise, I would keep it, actually. just for nostalgia. Probably in Gauntlet 2. I don't know, Rampage? 2 copies. I played this a lot. I beat it a few times. It's a great game. I prefer it to the NES version. There are 4 characters to choose from. Turbo Sub. Played that a little. Didn't love it. Pit Fighter. This game is awful. Oh, Gates of Zendikon. This game was so good. I should LP this game. Ooh. Blue Lightning. There was a Blue Lightning for the Jaguar as well. It's a great game. Block Out. It's a 3D Tetris, basically. Not very good. I think, oh, we improved with Tetris by making it 3D, but no. California Games. This was the packing game. It's a great game. Slime World. 2 copies. Which you can get on the Genesis as well. I've beaten this game. It has 6 difficulties that are all different worlds, and I've beaten 2 of them. Maybe just 5 difficulties, and it's fun multiplayer. It's co-op. Road Blaster, that was a hard game. It's a racing game with guns. So you weren't racing, you were just shooting. But it was a car game with guns. You just went down the road. Oh, 3rd copy of Slime World. It's just 2 players. I don't know why we have 3 of them. What is this? Checkered Flag. That was a decent racer. It wasn't amazing, but it was fun. Electro Cop, which I never beat because it was long and hard and kind of confusing. You had to find passwords and put them in different areas to get through the levels. But it had mini games in it, including Asteroids. Can't remember what the other ones were. And so we played those. Those are fun. Oh, Block Out? What's that game called? Anyway, it doesn't matter. Another Gates of Zendikon. Clax, which you can get on the NES. It was a Tengen release on the NES. It's a great game. But the interesting thing about Clax, so the Lynx was designed so it could be played like this. And Clax was the only game we had that was played like this. Maybe like this. That's why there are 2 sets of buttons. So you can play it. Pac-Land. That was terrible. I may have played that once. Pinball Jam. That was a fun little pinball game. That was a great game to play in the car. Just to keep you distracted when you're a kid. Awesome Golf. Which is broken. Doesn't work. Never played it. Rygar. Now this is also different than the NES game. Otherwise I might keep it. It's less of an adventure game and more of just an action game. It's just side-scrolling. And I have beaten it, and it's fun. And there are power-ups you get that you lose when you die. And the last one, another California Games. Except there's another box labeled Lynx on it. And this should be the 3rd Lynx. Oh, it's the 3rd Lynx in a carrier. How about that? I think my brother got most of this stuff when he was in college. Because he was such a fan of the system. Here it is. That's why we have so many and so many games. He bought somebody's collection or something. There's some games in here as well. Electrocop again. Another Warbirds, because that was 3 players. I mean, you could play as many as you want. I don't know maximum, but we could. One of our few, all 3 of us could play. Shadow of the Beast. It's not a good game. Another Flag, whatever. Checkered Flag. That was, I'm pretty sure that you could do that 3 players as well. It made sense that it was in here. Good, since this was the 3rd one. And a couple more games. Batman Returns. I played that a little. It's supposed to be a good game. Other Gates of Zendikon. It's not multiplayer. It's just really calm. Basket Brawl. I don't know if I ever played that. It might be broken. And then there's another Blue Lightning, another Checkered Flag. So we got 4 of those. That's bizarre. And another car adapter. And now in the next box, which is giant. I have no idea what we're going to find. Well, I do now. Oh, wow. And there's some others. It's an NES DuckTales in box. This was my other brother's. He loved this game. Metroid. I love this game. An SNES controller. With turbo switches and I forget what they called this. It's not a D-pad. It's one of those smooth gliding. You just touch it and it goes. Which worked. Except in a fighting game, which I'm pretty sure this controller's dead, actually. Which was a big no-no for me, because I cared a lot about the fighting games. It might be a PS2 controller? Oh, yeah, because it has the shapes for the buttons. Tengen Gauntlet? Oh, this is a PS1 controller. I bet the other one was a PS1 controller. It's a PS2 controller. And another controller that we got for Street Fighter. It has all the buttons over here. And this one we got used. And also has all the turbos. We got it used. And it wasn't as reliable as this one. But this one is dying, and this one still works, so I don't know what to say about that. Some PS1 games? Hot Shots Golf 2? Caesar's Palace? These are Gunfighter? These are games my friend Mike gave me, I think. Legend of Kane, Soul Reaver? Good game. Tony Hawk Pro Skater? Scrabble? Tomb Raider? Shadow Man? Ridge Racer. I have no use for any of these. Now this neat thing, it's actually two neat things. It's an extension cord for N64 games. So those are the two ends. You plug this end into the N64 and this end into the controller. Not for games, for controllers. So you can sit across the room. And so when you're playing 4-player N64, you have two people sitting up close and two people sitting farther back. This is a great invention right there. Here's a Atari Jaguar copy of Tempest, which is one of the best games on the Atari Jaguar. Classic arcade game. I liked this game a lot. I never beat it, though. It's too hard. SNES games. Star Fox, great game. R-Type, very hard game. I just, the other day, requested Clysear play Super R-Type. So I used to play it a lot. I beat the novice version, which wasn't even a full game. And you didn't lose your power-ups when you died. But I never got anywhere close to beating it on any other difficulty. Battletoads and Double Dragon, which was okay. That beat-up copy of Super Street Fighter, because we played it a lot. It's a great game. ActRaiser, that was a great game. I'm going to do an LP of that someday. Super Mario Kart, how can you not love that? X-Men Mutant Apocalypse, that was actually a really fun beat-em-up game. I don't know if I'll do a video of that, though. King of Fighters 2 was another beat-em-up game. Not quite as good. Legend of Zelda, Link to the Past. Can't go wrong there. Kirby's Avalanche. What a fantastic game this was. I've already made a video of that game. That's one of my favorite arcade, gravity puzzle games? Is that what you call them? Okay, NES. Kid Icarus. Original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Second copy of DuckTales. Mock Rider. Oh, Tarquin did a video of this, and I mentioned that I had a copy when I was a kid. I used to play this game, and I know nothing about it, but I liked making tracks. There it is. Mario. Sidebike. Love this game. Super Mario Bros. Duck Hunt and Track Meet. World Class Track Meet. And we do have the pad for that. That's one of those running games where you run on the pad. We have it somewhere. Maybe. We'll find out. But that's why we had it, was for that game. So I didn't have a Mario Duck Hunt combo cartridge. I had World Track Meet in there as well. Ah, Rolling Thunder! I'm keeping that. Yoshi. Rygar. I won't keep this one. It's a great game, though. There's the NES Classics. That's how much we liked this game. The NES Classics, we could play 2 players. Split screen. But since we only had 1 copy of the Lynx game, we couldn't play 2 players there. RBI Baseball, which was my brother's favorite NES baseball game. So this is the one I grew up playing. Here's another great game, Archon. Someday I've got to find somebody to make an Archon video with me. This is a 2-player game. If you have no idea what it is, it's kind of like a fantasy chess game where every piece has different attacks, but you don't just move your piece and it kills the other piece. You go into a battle to having them fight it out to see who wins. And I'm pretty sure Deceased Crab did a series of this. So you could go check that out. Here's Turtles 2, which Tinky Dink is playing through right now with the Robot Scott, and it's a fantastic LP they're doing. I'm enjoying it thoroughly. Tetris. Best game ever made. So I'll keep it. I mean, if you can't improve on it, why get rid of it? Dr. Mario. Super Off-Road. Here's a good one. 3D World Runner, which I was going to do an LP of, but I did Bubsy instead. So it's the next game on my list as soon as I get through Bubsy. I don't know, I might change my mind because I'm wishy-washy like that, but it is right there on my list. Fun fact about this, I'm pretty sure the guy who did all the Final Fantasy music, this was one of his first games. He did the music for this game. Phantom Fighter. Phantom Fighter. I've been putting off doing a LP of this game because I want Tinky Dink to do it. And I asked him to do it, so maybe he'll get to it. Wheel of Fortune. But it's a fun game, Phantom Fighter. I like it. I bought it when I bought it, so I should be telling more stories probably. When I bought it, I had no idea what it was. I thought it was a shooter, a space shooter. And I bought it, and it wasn't what I was expecting, and I put it in, and I played it, and I figured it out, and I loved it. Mario 2? Because I guess I've always liked hard games. Here's Deadly Towers. It's a horrible game, but I bought a copy. Oh, someday. I would not have said someday I may make videos of this. Except then I made videos of Silver Surfer. And this can't be worse than Silver Surfer. It probably is. Gyrus. I think this game was similar to Tempest. I don't remember. I haven't played it in a really, really long time. Mario 3. It's not video games. Okay. Heroes Chronicles. This is a PC game that I loved by 3DO. And there's a whole series of them. I may have copies of some of the others, but I never played it. I played this one a ton. And if the game isn't in here, then I'm just going to throw the rest away. Yeah, I think I took the game actually to Utah with me because I liked it so much. Papers. Just like... I don't know. You see that? That's a Castlevania password. That's a password to another game. It's amazing. This is a map. Let's grab it from the top. That we did ourselves of Aliens versus Predator for the Jaguar. That looks like Mega Man passwords. This is a list of locations for Mithril in Shining Force 2. There's a Genesis controller, Man 99 for the N64, which we got at a garage sale for a couple bucks. And it was worth a couple bucks. It was fun. This controller is good and dead. Another SNES controller with turbos. I think this is the one with 3 stages of turbos. One of them was you hold down the button and you get turbo, and the other one, like this, was it just auto-fired. Oh my, booklets. I'm not going to go through these, but I recognize Zombies Ate My Neighbors right there. I think this was the plug for the Game Boy. Here's the plug for the Game Boy. Aha! Now this is a treasure. This is columns for the TurboGrafx 16, and it's the Japanese version. And this is a translator. So you put the game in here and this in the TurboGrafx 16. I don't know how many of these there are, but we got one. Secrets of the Games, Sega Genesis. I didn't have too many Genesis games, so this wasn't that useful, but it sure was fun to look at. Finally, a Pokemon Official Nintendo Player's Guide. My nephew is currently playing through Pokemon, so I will give that to him. Now this box should be Nintendo 64 stuff. Pokemon Stadium, Castlevania, fantastic game. I love this game a lot. Mario 64, fantastic game. Oh, that's not Mario 64, that's Mario Party. Also fun, the original, the only one with the joystick spinning. Hybrid Heaven. This was not an amazing game, but it wasn't an amazing game. Mario Party 2. N64 controllers were really expensive, so we had to get cheap versions. But they worked. They worked well enough for me, anyway. Now this was for Pokemon Stadium. You plug your Pokemon game in there, and then you can play it on the N64, and also transfer stuff. Another controller. Here's the controller we got with the console, and it has a memory card in it. Mario Kart 64, Star Wars Episode 1 Pod Racer. Oh, just Racer. This was actually a really good game. It was really hard. Waylay Country Club, which I do not recognize. I don't think I've ever played it. So, I don't know where it came from. That's bizarre. WrestleMania 2000. Win Back. There's Mario 64. That's a great game. GoldenEye. And Perfect Dark. Still one of my favorite shooters to this day. I love this game a lot, and I was going to do an LP of it, but I just can't emulate it. The controls are not good enough. So then I bought the remastered version on Xbox Live. So it's still an option. I may get to it one day, because I love this game. And there's the console with one more memory card. So much dust. Now this one says Genesis, but I didn't see Genesis on top. Say Sonic 2, Street Fighter Collection for the PlayStation, Bloody Roar 2. So I have a second stash of PlayStation games here that I have no use for. Wipeout, that was a great game. Mega Man Legends, which was, I really enjoy this game. And I've recently found an LP of it that I'm going to watch. I don't remember the name of the guy who did it. I think this game is really underestimated. It's a fun adventure game. Contra, which I don't think I ever played once. And then the Genesis stuff, we have Splatterhouse 2, Shining Force 2, Phantasy Star 4, which I will keep. Because I love that game. I love Shining Force as well, but I don't need to keep it. I think that is the extent of all of the Genesis games we owned. We just borrowed them from friends a lot. Here was another Genesis controller, and this one had XYZ. This was a sweet controller. And there's the console. This is the controller you had to have for fighting games. And we played Street Fighter on the SNES, and we played Mortal Kombat on the Genesis, because the Genesis version was better. So when I see this controller, I think Street Fighter. When I see this controller, I think Mortal Kombat. Last box. Oh, wow, okay. We have it. It's right here. I'm not going to unroll it, but this is what you run on. Classic NES controller. And number 2, cords, gun. For duck hunt, you see. It all works. There's the console. The giant brick of a Nintendo. It needs cleaning, but sure, it still works. These are PC games. I have Beast Wars, because I was a big Beast Wars fan as a kid, and this game wasn't very good, but it was cheap and fun for as long as it lasted. I'm disappointed I can't find any of the rest of the TurboGrafx stuff, so I guess it was thrown out. Just that one collectible right there. I don't know what to do with it. Anyway, StarCraft, which I love this game, and Descent, which I've requested out of Tofu Boy, and so he knows I'm a really big fan. I have a copy. Oh, what do you know about that? But it may never happen, which is fine. He's never played before, and he's having problems with it. So that's okay. I don't mind. Oh, look at the controls. A joystick. Oh, I was never good at this game, so I can understand. What is that monstrosity? So I can understand not wanting to play, especially compared to modern games. It's got to control like garbage. A lot of joystick instructions. Wow. So yes, there you go. Maybe I'll take this copy with me and see if I can install it and try it myself. So that's it. Those are my treasures from my youth. That's a big part of my childhood, all this stuff. So there you go. Like this has been Bertrand Orr on camera. Okay. Thanks for watching.